Hello and welcome to another episode of Roach Koach, the new metal podcast you deserve. My name is Lorin Kozlowski. With me, as always, the original Roach Rider, Mr. Matt Nas.
Keep it rolling, baby.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen, back with you, back creating this new metal canon, one album at a time. Matt, this is episode 504.
504.
504. It's so funny to be over the 500 hump and just now just luxuriating in the 500s.
And now the slog to 1,000 begins.
Slog to 1,000. See ya. In what would that be?
2036?
2036? Something like that. Yes. What? You listen, 2036, don't even want to think about it. Don't even want to think about that far out yet. Can't do it. But we're excited today to talk about a band that we have not talked about in such a long time. Matt, before we started recording, you had pulled it up. What year did we review the first From Zero album?
Well, that would be February of 2018.
February of 2018. Here we are being like, 2036, can't think about it. 2018?
We're 2 years away from a global pandemic, maybe. We don't even know.
When you listen back to that episode, if you guys go back to roachcoach.com, pull up the first From Zero episode, and you listen to that episode, you're going to be like, is this a bunch of babies who got some mics? Because we're little babies.
We are the littlest babies.
Littlest babies. We don't even know what's in front of us yet.
No.
But yeah, we did the first From Zero record at that time. And Matt, I was trying to remember, I was like, what list did From Zero get on? Because since this show has started, when we started the show, we just had the new metal canon that we were
correct
creating. And then from there, we also had the new metal junk drawer. And then we also had the Genius list. And it was like, which list did From Zero get on? And it turns out that From Zero are on the Genius list.
Which was not the list I was expecting them to be on, to tell the truth.
We did not realize that. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering if the junk drawer came after the Genius list, I think. Possibly? Maybe?
Oh, boy, that's a great question.
That's a great question. You know what?
As I'm dipping into some of these old episodes, I might find out the answer to that.
Okay.
I really couldn't tell you.
Well, I don't think we've talked about the Genius list in a minute. So we love a Genius list recap. So.
Yes, I do.
All right. So
I do. I don't know about anybody else.
Anybody else, but Matt wants it. Okay. So here's who's on the Genius list. OTEP, Cornelius, parentheses, Brandon Boyd, Drayman, Burton C. Bell, parentheses, self-proclaimed, The Riff to Check Ya by From Zero, pure catchy genius, Corey Taylor, mad genius, Fred Durst, genius and superior songwriter, all of System of a Down, Serge, Darren, Chavo, John, Nightmare by Dry Kill Logic, Scooter, who's a wedding genius, Sweet Mitchell, Rob Zombie, master of mystery, Deftones, pure genius, Jay-Z, The Poppy Meet and Greet, Jared, fucking genius, Patrick's tattoo of the bitch on his leg, Sully Erna, freaking musical genius, and Ocean Grove, beach party geniuses. And I feel like the Genius list only makes sense in the context in which you hear whatever the selection is placed on it. That's the joke. When presented out of context, it's like, what even is this? What are we even talking about? Referencing like jokes from like 8-9 years ago. Anyway,
we're bringing them all back in Roach Koach.
Absolutely, we're gonna bring them all back. Well, you know what? Here, this is the thing. The Roach Koach new metal canon and the new metal junk drawer. Those are settled. Once you're in, you're in. Okay. Once you're placed in the junk drawer, you're in. You just hang out there. Once you're placed in the new metal canon, you're in. The Genius list has subcategories. So the first subcategory is the people who've been denied access. So people who've, for whatever reason, were petitioned to be on the Genius list, they were denied. So Shifty and Epic from Crazy Town were denied by Jenny.
Right. That she just hard passed them.
Hard passed them. Daryl Palumbo was denied by all of us. Yeah. Aaron Lewis was denied by Jenny and you, Matt. I like that I apparently was like, Aaron Lewis, come on in.
Standing for...
God, Aaron Lewis, no problems there. And then Mike Shinoda was denied by you, Matt, and Jenny. And I think the context, especially if you've never heard us talk about the Genius List before, is that someone in a comment section, more than likely songmeanings.com, referred to someone as a genius, and thus we then had to debate whether or not this person was correct.
Correct.
Yeah. So these were probably all people that were called geniuses on Song Meanings, and then we had to go with it. Now, here is my favorite. Pending geniuses. These people have been presented, and they are pending further debate.
Wow. Okay.
First one is Finger 11. The second is Kane Hill. The third is Rob Flynn. The fourth is Charles Mansion.
Wow. Okay.
And the fifth, this one is honestly, I can't even remember how this happened to begin with. Wes Borland is a pending genius. He's on the pending list. Interesting. Maybe this is something we dive into
at a future Who's Tweeting.
Well, I was thinking maybe this is something we dive into at Roach, Koach X. Maybe this is something we present.
I think you're right.
Something like that. Now, I will say though, so Finger 11, I am going to be seeing live in concert soon, Matt.
Not aware of this.
Yeah, so I don't know if we've talked about this. There is a tour going on, and it's largely my dream tour, Matt.
Yes. Okay.
It's Filter, Local H, and Finger 11. Now, Finger 11's a little bit of the the outlier there. I kind of don't care that they're going to be there. But the funny thing about it, and I don't think we really talked about it on the show, is that the way they've been selling this show, in which I feel like now I realize they've been selling it as almost like it's a joke, is that it's one show, 3 bands. As if that's never been done before. That is literally, I'm showing it here. That is literally.
Hold on to your ass.
Yeah. You're going to go to one show.
Dude, if you don't know, this show has 3 bands, which has been a typical number of bands.
Yeah.
My whole concert going live.
Well, it's happening. It's happening. I'm going to see them at the Hi-Fi in beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana. And the show is sold the fuck out, which I knew it would be, because the Hi-Fi is a smaller venue. Filter generally plays bigger rooms. I've seen Local H play the Hi-Fi, I don't even know how many times at this point. At least 3 times, maybe? So yeah, so I think it's going to be a real hot night. I'm very excited. Plus, Local H is opening. So it's like I get there, Local H brings the heat. Then I do whatever I need to do, go to the bathroom, whatever, while all the Finger 11 boys do what they got to do. And then Filter comes out.
You got to check out if there's a Team Fry situation anywhere in the vicinity.
I got to see. They've added some sort of extra restaurant part to the venue, so I might have to dive in there and see what the Team Fry situation is.
No,
yeah,
so
I've got
this.
So I'm excited about that, but I will then have to see Finger 11 live and say, do they need to be considered? Now I will say Kane Hill and Rob Flynn. Kane Hill, we haven't done in a long time.
No, we really haven't.
So maybe we need to do another Kane Hill record, see how that works. Rob Flynn, I was thinking about it. I was like, would we ever? I mean, obviously he was heavily featured in our episode 500 Roadrunner United.
Yes, he was.
And I was like, are there any other records that we could ever do, like Machine Head ones? And then I remembered that he did that one, which I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. That was like it was the one that was the comeback one. That half the band quit because they didn't like that he made them wear tight white jeans, and that was like their new metal one. And maybe we need to do that one on the show. The attempted new metal return.
I like this. I like this idea.
So yeah, and then we consider that we are considering both for the canon and the genius list.
Damn.
A thought,
a double down.
So.
I'm not used to handling this much business on
this. I know, right?
This is like an old school Who's Tweeting at the top
right?
of an
We're just running through it. Well, this is what happens when you're dealing with this many episodes, this many lists, so many lists. We love a list. Clearly, we like to make our own. So
we have made so many lists.
We have made so many lists. But yeah, Matt. So we're talking about a band that has a feature on the Genius List from Zero. We're talking about their second record. My So-Called Life, their second and final album. per Wikipedia and per facts. They haven't made any more. This album was released on May 6th, 2003.
That is a come down record.
It's a come down record, according to Wikipedia, due to a lack of promotion by Arista Records, poor reviews, and general changes in mainstream music taste. The album did not sell many copies. This is followed up with citation needed.
No citation needed. We know.
We know. We know.
We know.
We know. So yeah, no, there are 2 reviews for this album, and one of them is very mean, and I don't even know if I'm going to dip into it.
Wow,
it's not a kind review. But I had this, in the collection, and I was like, we haven't done these guys in a long time, and you, Matt, and I were talking about ideas, records, and then we did do the Earshot episode.
Yes, we did.
And in the comments, and normally I wouldn't bring this up, but this comment was too on the nose that I had to go to it. This is a comment from one of our listeners, smoking_umbrellas. Great name.
Roach Koach for life.
For life. They said, you guys did not vibe with the first album, so I was shocked you liked this one so much. I'm talking about the Earshot one. A real stereo mud situation where I thought you'd tear it apart, and you didn't. That being said, if you're doing second albums, could you do the second Unloco, Stereo Mud, Endo, and From Zero albums, please? Smoking Umbrellas, get out of my house. What are you doing? Are you in the room with us right now? How did you know that was what I was planning to do? How'd you know? How'd you figure it out? It was too much. I had to bring it up. So yeah, so we are gonna do all of those. That was the plan.
That really was the plan.
That really was the plan.
Here's something that longtime listeners will know. These things have been bumped up from the long list. And Lorin keeps so tight to the vest. Tight to the vest.
I keep it tight. And yeah, but I was like, yeah, that is the plan. So yeah,
so apologies to Chad Radical, no thumb.
No thumb, but these other ones, these are happening. So yeah. Yeah, so I'm very it was really kind of crazy to see him just like list, and I was just like, yeah. I had a tinge moment of scrapping everything, Matt. I was just like,
I know you did.
Oh,
I know you did.
But I'm deep in my listens, so I'm like, I can't.
I'm not doing all that rework.
No, what?
With a new album?
You know how many dinners I've been having to freaking Unloco?
A real dinner time pal, that Unloco.
That Unloco record. Yeah. So
what does your son say when you're listening to
we can't. Listen, any music that's getting played, he's like, how long? Like, I will hit play on something and he'll go, how long do we have to listen to this? I'm like, I'm just hit play. It just started. What are we doing? And I'm not even putting on stuff for the show. I'm just putting on anything. Yeah. There's no tolerance. And the thing about it is that when I was a child, my dad would put on whatever, Traveling Wilburys, Dire Straits, and that was just my life. I wasn't going to say to my dad.
Yeah, I rue the day that I showed that I can change things so quickly. Why'd I do this to myself?
Right? Yeah. When I was like sitting, I'm like, how did my parents have this iron fist?
Because when I was a kid, it was just the radio.
Right. Yeah.
And it was just like, if we had a tape deck, rewinding the song took so long that it was just like, well, just let it play.
Right. But now, my son literally just like, yeah, he's like a tyrant. Well, let me listen to anything. Yeah. I mean, one time I did put on, this is true, I was like trying to switch things up and I thought it was being funny. And I put on a Hacks and Cloak album and he was like, no. And he walked out and slammed the door to his room. And I was like, we don't slam doors in this house. And then I listened to about 10 more minutes of Hacks and Cloak, and I was like, I think he was right. This is not the mood. This is not the vibe. I think
I'm not into this vibe.
I'm not feeling this vibe. Anyway, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about From Zero and their album called My So-Called Life. I do have a physical copy here, Matt.
Love that.
I picked it up from Half Price Books for a sweet $2.
I knew a deal was coming.
A deal was coming. This album art, a true... I'm going to be honest. This is a little bit of a vomitorium here. This is just a lot.
Yeah,
it's a real messy one. We've got a guy with, I mean, this might be both a guitar and a scepter going on, but he's also like a jester of some kind, playing for a king behind him. It appears that he's coming out of the belly of a beast. and there are people behind him. It's a real mess. And the thing that I found most interesting is that there seems to be, oh yeah, I guess he's on the CD itself, so you can see his little image there, but largely otherwise not really in play here. Now, anyone who remembers and knows about, obviously on the Genius List, the riff from Czechia, if you look up the video for Czechia, it gets shared a lot on like new metal blogs, and on our new metal stuff was like, oh man, this is such a new metal music video. Oh my gosh, they're really going for it. They have the total look. And they do.
Mhm.
If you go back, the spikes are spiking, the wristlets are wristing. I mean, like the piercings are piercing. Like everything is, it is so new metal. It is so what everyone expects new metal to be. Now, when I got this CD and I flipped through and looked at the band, the look here is a couple years have passed, and somebody said, to quote a famous music video, Snoop Doggy Dogg needs to get a jobby job. That is how everyone looks here. Everyone here looks like they were told, get that shit out of your face, put on some regular clothes, get out.
You got bills to pay.
You got bills to pay. Get them resumes out there. It is kind of surprising, this like very much abruptness of it, where everyone looks very, I mean, they've been stripped down. I mean, in this picture here of lead singer Jet, which we haven't even gotten to yet, I mean, yeah, he looks like, yeah, he's still got the piercings. His hair's still a little crazy, but he's pretty, like he could
Yeah,
blend
but
into
if
the crowd.
seeing that picture, which I know our audio listeners can't see,
Mhm.
I see that and I go, oh, is he about to lay down some truth in the adult contemporary sense? Like, I
Right?
feel like there's a weird relationship folk song coming. or something.
Exactly. Yeah. And everyone else looks, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, we've got some guys with some eyebrow piercings and stuff, but everything is very stripped back and very downplayed in a way that I did not expect. Let's talk about who's in the band, Matt.
Please.
On this record, you have Jet on vocals and bass, Pete Capizzi on rhythm guitar backing vocals, Joe Pedinato on lead guitar, and on drums, he just goes by one name. He goes by Kid. So that's who's in the band. Now, the surprise to me is the producer on this record, Matt. One, Warren Riker.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Warren Riker is somebody who I know as he produced the second and third Down records. Down
shoot.
2,
Okay.
Hustle on Your
Yeah.
Hedgerow, and Down 3, which I think is called like Over the Under or something like that. And I was very surprised to see him there, and then to go through his resume and see how like he mostly doesn't produce bands like Down. It's more stuff like this and other things. And so it was also funny to see that basically he produced the Down record and then immediately went and produced this record. Which is an interesting,
Okay. That's a
back and
turn.
forth. Yeah, it's definitely a turn. And listen, Warren Riker, he's always going to have a special place in my heart because that means he was the producer of the song "The Seed" from Down 2, which has the amazing "The Power of the Riff Compels Me" moment. I think we're ready to just dive into this record.
All righty. Let's do it.
All right, Matt, kicking things off, we have the song called "Myself." All right. So, as I said earlier, a lot of these albums get a dinner listen. Not with my son. I just listen by myself. All right.
Right.
Okay. And people
Just
wonder what.
shoveling factor meals into your face.
Matt, I'm just, yeah. You know what? Sometimes
Housing a factor.
it's not always it's not always a factor meal for dinner, Matt. Sometimes I will treat myself to some Culvers. Sometimes I will treat myself to some Arby's. Okay.
You got the
All right.
meats.
I got the meats. Every now and again, I make the mistake of going to a Freddy's and regretting it.
What's a Freddy's?
Hey, they're known for like it's like a burgers malt place. Like it kind of has like a 50s vibe a little bit to it. But they also have like they're known for having cheese curds and other things like that. The Freddy's in town, every time I go there, they're out of everything. And I hadn't gone there in like a year. And because every time I went, they were always out. And I was like, you know what? I'm feeling a Freddy's burger, California style. Let's do it. They were out of everything except their bullshit shoestring fries. The guy's like, I'm like, yeah, I'll do this. And he's like, just so you know, we're out of everything except fries. I was like, you should just burn this building down. What are you
To
doing?
the ground. How are you out of everything?
How are you out of everything? Except, and it was a Monday too. Like, when does your shipment come in? He's like, tomorrow. I'm like, on a Tuesday? Let me talk to a manager. No, I mean,
what are you going to do? I mean,
what are you going to do? At that point, I was so disgusted. I was just like, all right, give me your terrible fries. And you know what, guys? I want to let you know, they sucked. And I ate all of them because what else am I going to do?
They were awful. And eaten.
They were awful and they were eaten. Then what else? Listen, shoestring fries. I hate saying it. Get rid of them. Who likes them? Who wants that? Who wants a fry that's so teeny tiny in your adult hands? That's the thing. Holding a single shoestring fry in your adult fingers is an insult. You're like, what am I doing?
Boy.
I'm a person with bills and a life. And here I am holding a fry that's so teeny tiny in my adult hands. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
I'm anti. Listen, if I were to do a fry ranking, shoestring, very low. Very low. Number one, obviously, Team's fries. This one really. This song. When I listened to it on my dinner listen, which is where I led with here, Matt.
Yep.
I was really thrown by how clean it all sounded. It was like gleaming. Like, I couldn't believe how clean the production was. And then when he starts singing, his voice is so like, I don't know why. And the word I have is like operatic in a weird way, and it's like, it seems like it's almost going to go into a pop punk thing, but his enunciation is so clear and crisp. I was like, why is this so clean? We get to the chorus. The chorus seems pretty new metal. When you dive into the lyrics, it sounds like a real bad relationship situation. Real bad relationship situation. But the overall thing was like really weird. But then once again, I went back and I was like, when this album come out? 2003. We know 2003, the year of what are we going to do? What are we going to do? New metal is waning. We've got to figure things out. And I will say that this album is a real like, what about this? Can we try this? How about this? Because it's not quite, this is the thing. You wait 2 years and it's Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance time.
Correct.
And you could see that, but they're not willing to go that wheedly, that whiny. So it's still in that area. Lyrically, yeah, this is some classic real bad relationship stuff. Because basically you want to leave this bad relationship and have some alone time. You realize, I just need to be by myself for a while. But then you're by yourself and you're like, oh, this sucks ass. Where's that terrible relationship? Get back over here.
God, I'm dying for that terrible
relationship. So I was like, okay, all right.
I just really need a bad relationship.
I need a bad relationship stat. Matt, how'd you feel about this one?
I'm going to say the music itself, I was kind of digging. I was digging the song. The voice, at this point, I think it's pretty trod. That's not my favorite vocal style.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, I was like, I didn't feel that it was incredibly new metal. It did feel post-grungy, post-new metal. Kind of like those two things put together, but it's one song.
Right.
Because kind of like the lift in the chorus, the way that it was put together was a little more that vein.
Mm-hmm.
Not the mud vein.
Not the mud vein, a different vein. I will mention genre tags on Wikipedia: new metal and alternative metal.
Yeah. And kind of at the beginning, I was like, oh, okay, I'm here. And then they did the old switcheroo.
Mm-hmm. They did.
So yeah, there's definitely some that new metal at the beginning, but like at the midpoint, I was kind of like, oh, this is just kind of like a rock song.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. All right, Matt, we'll keep things going. Up next, we have a song called Lines.
Don't do them.
We were cool.
I didn't. The lie. Why?
We were cool.
We were cool.
We were cool. What happened? Well,
Oh my gosh.
well, I mean, the lyric is, Matt, never thought you'd tell me lies, never thought you'd lead me on, but you stuck it in my face and you stabbed me in my back. Now, I wrote this lyric down because, for one, of course, betrayal, classic nu metal trope.
Mm-hmm.
But you stuck it in my face. I don't know why. My first thought was like a dick, like what gets stuck in the like what was getting stuck in the face?
You stuck it in my face.
Stuck it in my face. Yeah. Now the song was called Lines, but there's only ever mentioned a line. The line is, you crossed me once, you crossed the line. I said, come on, I'm gonna make you see the light. I'm gonna make things turn out right this time. That's the chorus that we actually never got to, Matt, but it's okay. This is some real smoothed out new, and this is where I wrote in my notes that these guys did a POD. They were like, we're gonna smooth out our sound. And I was listening to this going, oh, did they listen to Hoobastank The Reason for this? This predates The Reason. Okay, The Reason doesn't come out until the following January of 2004. So these guys beat The Reason to the marketplace, but it's not quite there. It's not quite there. I mean, if I were to say, like, how would I rank this against The Reason? I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is better. I don't know. I mean, I don't like The Reason, so
Well, you're not a perfect person.
I'm not, son of a bitch. Yeah, Matt, how'd you feel about Lines?
I couldn't help but do the thing my brain does, which is like look for connections and look for other things.
Mm-hmm.
Vocally, I was just like, so these guys in Coheed and Cambria going on tour together? Because he does have a pretty distinctive higher register.
Right.
It's not like a whine. It's not like an emo whine.
Right.
It's just a distinctive, like I would never say Geddy Lee's whining, but he has a very distinctive higher register.
Mm-hmm.
Same deal here, and same, I would say, with Coheed, which is why that came from. That's how cool I am with Coheed and Cambria.
You are very cool. You just call him Coheed.
I just call him Coheed.
You just call him Coheed, yeah.
Give me a Favor House Atlantic, and I just say Coheed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of into it. I like it. I don't love it. I'm not head over heels with it, but I'm like, yeah, it's good.
Okay. I mean, I am surprised that they are leading with such soft openers.
Correct.
Like
that was the thing. I was like, we're slowing it down at track 2.
Right.
That causes me some what's going on.
What's going on? Yeah. Yeah. So up next, we have the first single, which is called Sorry.
Woof. Okay.
This is, for one, I cannot believe this was the first single. I cannot believe that everybody sat down in a room and went, This one. This is the one. This is crazy to me for a lot of reasons. I would say that on my listens in my car, when this song came on, I was having the time of my life.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is hysterical. Because listening to these lyrics, this is one of the most incredible telling on yourself songs that I've ever heard. And if you were to tell me that he knew that he was writing a telling on yourself type of song, that he knew that every line was going to be worse than the last, maybe I believe you. Maybe. But I don't know. This is an incredible bit of, I mean, the opening line. Now, I guess those things I said to you the other day were pretty nasty because you ain't laughing and I'm sleeping on the couch again. What did you say? Dude. What did you say? And then, like, what you're saying, this is, I realize I put you to the floor. Now you're out the door. You don't want no more. My jealousy that's got to me. Can you forgive me? Just talk to me. I'm begging you this time. And, I'm sorry I never let you finish what you need to say. Like, everything that he paints is just, like, more incriminating. That's more bad. He's saying awful things. He never lets her finish her sentences. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like you're a bad fit. End this. This is terrible. But then it gets even worse because at a certain point he says, oh, where is it? I could be a big pain in the ass sometimes. And, and our little girl don't need to see the shit we do, regardless if it was right or wrong. I'm like, oh, you now you want to paint the picture of you arguing in front of your child? Like, I feel like, is this a corn cover again? Some child watching his parents argue in the other room? Like, What? No, stop talking. Stop talking. Don't give me more details.
I don't need more details.
This is one where I was like, this is a song that could have used a little less specificity. This person was like, I'm gonna lay it all out in the line, and I'm like, don't lay it. Don't lay it on line. Unlay it. Stand it up. Take it out. Yeah. This is what I'm just like imagining Warren Riker in the booth, and he's just like, I mean, he's spitting a lot of truth.
But I don't know if this motherfucker is spitting.
Yeah, I don't know if this motherfucker's been.
He's definitely spitting.
He's spitting.
But if this motherfucker's spitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really hits me in that slam poetry meets, kind of weirdo rock song. Like there's other examples of this, which when I say slam poetry, all I can think of now is that the world is healing because everybody's like, oh, you know what? Hobo Johnson is buns.
Listen, Matt, I got to tell you, I was at a party once and somebody was like, I like Hobo Johnson. And I was like, what? This is the worst thing that could have ever happened. And you know what? 2 months later, COVID. So there you go.
It ended it all.
That's why we don't have to deal with the Hobo Johnson world, is that COVID came in and just nipped that right in the bud. Took it right in the bud. I know there's a lot of people like, Lorin, Matt, COVID hurt a lot of people in a lot of ways. Yeah. But listen, when you walk down the street now, do you hear Hobo Johnson coming out of anything? You might be saying, Lorin, I don't even know who Hobo Johnson is. That's right. COVID worked.
That's right.
That's right.
But in my feed of being like, this guy is buns.
This is bad. There was only one comment on songmeanings.com, and it was for this song, and it was from the Czar.
Oh, okay.
Posted this on July 24th, 2005. At 10:58 in the evening, said, to his former GF, probably, a life he wishes he could have back and never will. More people need to comment. This song is an amazing treasure. Okay, the Czar. All right. If you say so.
If you say
so. Sadly, there were no music videos for this album. I would have loved to know how they would have dramatized this one, let me tell you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right, Matt. Up next, we have the title track, My So-Called Life.
I think where and goodbye, Funky Ken.
Bye, Funky
I'll
Ken.
see you later. I'm gonna go do something.
Seamless. Yeah, Matt. Talk to us about
indistinguishable. My voices.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it. This is mid. It's just not doing any, like, they're doing interesting things in ways that don't pay off for me. It's fine. I have no problems with this. If this was on in the background of a place that I was at, I'd be like, oh, I wouldn't even think about it. It would just be there. I'd be like, oh, that's a little funky. Like,
yeah.
It might get like one of those, but it's not getting like a shh. What the fuck is this? Like, I gotta Shazam this. Like, it doesn't have that. It's missing an X factor, I think, at this moment in time.
Yeah,
what do you think, Lorin?
I agree with you in that. I think the other thing is that the specificity in certain ways on this album is misguided. I feel like too specific to where I'm like, oh, this guy's like a real creepo. I don't like this at all. And then with a song like this, it's called My So-Called Life, but lyrically it seems mostly about someone who is legitimately lost. Like they can't seem to find my way back home, but I'm trying. This time I think I've gone too far, but I'm trying this time. Is this really what you want to be? This time I'm trying. He keeps coming back to this in this way that just sounds like someone who is literally like on the phone being like, I literally don't know where I am. Like I got dropped off here by accident and I don't know where I am. I need you to come pick me up, but I don't know where I am. Like there's no street signs. There's no street. I can't tell you where I am. There's a tree. I know that doesn't help. There's a tree. There's a tree. Hold on. There's a lady coming out of the house. Excuse me, miss. Where am I? No, she went back inside. She won't talk to me. I don't know where I am. Can I share my location with you? I'm trying to share my location. This feature doesn't work on this phone. That's what this song feels like. And I guess my so-called life is like you're just getting lost. You know, you don't know where you are. My so-called life. Once again, that sounds like a huge stretch. Yeah. So yeah, this was one where it was like goofily funky. and didn't. Yeah. And then I'd get into the lyrics and I was just like, this sounds like this dude just like needs like better GPS, you know? It sounds like to me. So
I'm just a little lost.
yeah, and here's the thing: this song was written, pre-smartphone.
It's true.
So this guy at best has a printout from MapQuest, wandering around, trying to figure out where he is. So, all right. Up next, we have a song called "Sold Out."
It's too many fucking words.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. This chorus drove me insane every time. I was like, how long is this? It's so funny when you think about the simplicity of a great chorus, the Ramones, hey, ho, let's go. And then the chorus here is, I've got this feeling I've been sold out and used, and I must make some changes in my life because I refuse to let people walk on me. I got this feeling I've been sold out and used, and I must make some changes in my life because I refuse to let it be. Rolls right off the tongue, baby.
This is one of those concert moments where he sings it, and then he's like, your turn, and the audience goes, you ain't got nothing, bro.
I gotta pull my phone out, pull up Genius Tech.
I got this feeling I've been sold out, and I don't know.
I must make some changes in my what?
Someone in the back's like, row your boat.
Honestly, I was like, is this a chorus or is this like an AA meeting and you've like come up and talking?
Holy shit, dude.
I could not believe it. But the other thing that I thought about with this is that, once again, 2003, Matt.
Yeah, dude.
And that's been the thing that I've been very honestly excited to dive into these other albums and seeing what these bands are trying to do is in this pivot point. Because as we know, the pivot point out of this is the next generation, which is like alt metal, post grunge, also emo, pop punk, all of that going on. How are we going to pivot out of that? Okay. And obviously the moneymaker move was to post grunge.
Yes.
And, the kings of post grunge, who do we have? I mean, Stained, Breaking Benjamin, Bell, but a key element that I think everybody forgot here is that even at their dirgiest and their slowest, these guys are still kind of rocking in this sort of down-tuned way. Like they're still rocking in that way. And these guys have gone too light. They've passed through and they were trying to it's like Apollo 13. It's like we got to use the curvature of the earth to get back home. We're going to use that as our guide. We're going to use that because all our instruments don't work. And unfortunately, these guys overshot it. They were going for post grunge, but instead they ended up with nu metal elevator music because that's what this is.
Oh, shit.
That is what has happened here.
Okay.
And I always thought like with post grunge, which I don't enjoy, I was like, okay, this kind of dirgy, whatever. But as we know, Matt, when we go to these shows and we see bands like Breaking Benjamin and Stained and what have you, is that people are living for those anthems. They're living for those Breaking Benjamin songs that are these things. And this one is like the intent is there, but it's just a big miss. It's just a big miss. And also, why is this like track 5? Like why do we have this many slow songs, this many mid-tempo songs on the second record? Like that I don't get. The sequencing on this record, baffling, especially when we get into the back half, for sure. But I want to say, Matt, that I'm so happy that you also were like, why does this chorus have so many words?
Why is this chorus 28 words? 28.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, Matt, we're about to do an inflection point again because from zero, many things, they do still have some surprises. Up next, we have the song I Don't Care Anymore, a Phil Collins cover.
All right, I'm bringing it down.
All right, Matt. I'm just going to say this is the best song on the album.
Okay.
And it fits thematically with what's been going on with these other songs.
Yep.
But here's the other thing, though, is that there's this you realize when you hit this, you realize, for one, Phil Collins, when he was on, the motherfucker.
He really was on.
This chorus, simple. direct. I don't care anymore. Understood, Phil. We got it, baby.
Got you, baby.
Got it. We understand. And then you compare it to the song right before it, which is just like full of just all these things. He's trying, and it's like Phil was able to distill it down that he does not care anymore. And then you realize that the whole first half of this album is full of all these like wishy-washy sentiments. You know, we don't get along and I've said terrible things to your face, but also let's make it work. Or, oh man, I really need to be alone, but also please come back, terrible person. And it's like, no, here's Phil Collins. I don't care anymore. And it honestly, it's the best song on the album, but it does the album, everything around it, a huge disservice because it just shows what focused themes are, for lack of a better description. That's what it is. I was just like, focus. Here it is. Definitively, I don't care anymore. And everything else around it is like, I care, but I guess I don't. I don't know. Maybe call me back or not. Lose my number. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm dealing with some stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I'm dealing with some stuff, whatever. And yeah, and Phil Collins is like, I don't care anymore. Also, when I listened to this in my car, when that riff came in, I was like, now we're fucking talking. Nu metal, baby. And then my other thought was like, you know what? This might be a real hot wrestling track. When that riff kicks in, I was like, excuse me, I'm going to need you to get the tables.
Throwing in wrestling is, it's, let me just say out loud, nothing's more nu metal than a cover.
Right.
And there's enough, although it's not like the greatest nu metal cover I've ever heard.
Right.
This is right in that pocket. It's kind of hard to be like, no. It's like, yeah.
I honestly, I was like, every time I heard it, I was like, this is really good. Like From Zero really kind of crushed it on this cover.
Really doing the damn thing.
They really like sat down with it and was like, we gotta punch this up, and they did it. But I mean, it does. I still feel like, well, we're gonna get into these other ones. It does a disservice, I think, to everything around it because it's really good. And yeah, so yeah, very much enjoyed that. I love the clarity. All right, Matt, let's get back into it. It's time of day. Matt, I'm going to lead with this note. I was giving you the time of day. Congrats on the bare minimum. I mean,
yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's once again, it starts off and we're like, oh, okay, so the back half is going to be rocking, is what you're telling me. We led with the soft stuff, and now we're going to get to the rock, and now things are getting serious. Once again, reminded of that Drake concert I went to once. Did like 20 minutes of slow ballads in the middle, and then went, all right, enough of that slow shit. And it's like, sir, these are your songs. You pick the set list. What are you doing?
This is what you did.
Yes, this is your
you
choice.
did this.
Yes. So yes,
I didn't write your set list, sir.
I didn't. So we have this grindy guitar in here, and I kind of like this riff. As we know, From Zero can write some catchy riffs. They get you on the genius list. But this chorus, this is straight up McDonald's. This is a McDonald's ass chorus.
I'm with you.
Matt, do you need me to? I was giving you the best. I was giving you the time of day, but you're just like the rest. I was giving you the best. I was giving you the time of day, but you're just like, oh, yeah. But when he says, I was giving you the best, like, I don't know, it just sounds like a McDonald's or a Gatorade commercial or something like, you're getting the best. You're getting, I don't know. It just sounded, like corny. And
it is the buns.
It is the buns.
Yeah, I'm not super into it. I gotta say that when his vocals hit my ear, you know what it is? His voice,
yes,
is a little slotted into a traditional metal, dare I say, hair adjacent style.
Okay, hair adjacent. I can see that.
I would say that I could see a Seven Dust fan being like, fucking From Zero's the shit, dude. and you don't know what you're talking about.
I saw From Zero at the Hayloft. They fucking did. It was amazing.
And it's like,
my ex was there though. It didn't.
Yeah, that
wasn't
does
good.
suck. Yeah,
It
I'm
was
sorry,
no
dude.
good. Yeah, but From Zero, man,
crushed it.
They were crushed it. Yeah.
And
I got lost on the way home. My MapQuest directions got all wet.
I'm so sorry.
They
got all wet.
They got all wet. Yeah. It was rainy that night, and I was just wandering around.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I called a friend of mine, and I was like, "You got to pick me up." And he was like, "What are you close to?" And I said, "There's a tree and a stop sign." And he was like,
"I know that's not helpful.
It's not helpful." Yeah. So it was no good. But From Zero, they were great at the.
Only 5 more minutes. Keep going.
I mean, they were great.
I wasn't good.
I left my card at the bar though, and they have a rule that if you leave your card, it's like automatic 20% tip. But the thing is that you should tip 20%. So I'm like,
that should be industry standard.
Industry standard. So I was kind of like, this is fine, you know. So anyway, From Zero, they were so good at the Hayloft.
I love it. All right. Yeah, I just kind of am in that boat of not for me.
Mm-hmm.
I see an appeal.
Right.
I do feel in 2003 this feels dated.
Mm-hmm.
Like this doesn't feel fresh. I hear other influences.
Right.
In a way that doesn't feel like this is a reinvention. This feels like, no, we're doing the Incubus thing.
Right.
Kind of doing the Seven Dust thing, kind of doing, honestly, the Living Color thing at times.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing also, is that with that riff up top, I'm thinking, oh, this is going to go really hard. But then they once again, they soften it up. They POD it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a baffling move.
Alrighty.
All right. Up next, we have the song Drama Queen. So this chorus is very Linkin Park.
Okay.
But it lacks, once again, the directness. That is the thing I get hung up on over and over again. Give me something more direct. Crawling in my skin. In the end,
yes,
nothing else matters. I've got my mind made up this time. I've given all that wasn't mine. I gave the shirt that's on my back, and I give and I give and I get none. It's like, sir, too much. We gotta trim this down. We gotta take a katana to this. All right. Now, the thing that's funny is that he talks about all this giving, but then there's a later line where he says, now you're onto something better, and I bet you want your money back. It's like, sir, what? Don't bring this up. Don't bring up nothing worse than if no one's asked for something back and you're like, I bet you want your money back. No, man. Bad luck. Always a bad look. Also, you are the one who's thinking about it. You know that you borrowed it and didn't pay it back. Don't bring it up. Loathsome characters. And listen, perhaps that was the intent. I mean, but yeah, this was once again, too many words in the chorus. Matt?
Yeah. I think they just suffer from doing too much, like having somebody who has a lot to say, and yet lacking the eloquence to say it directly. So we get like this meandering.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, I feel like once again, is the using the shirt off my back cliche as old as time. Are we saying that because we feel like that it's a cliche and that it's a cliche because it works? Is that what we think? If that's what you're going to do, then it's like, make that the song, the shirt off my back. Use that, but don't just have it as one line of 4 lines. Then it's just like too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I like to say this very confidently, I was about to say having never written a song. Untrue. Way back in the day, I went on a trip to Seattle with my friends and with Rachel, and we made up a bunch of songs while we were going around, and they were all saved on my phone, and we used to listen to them all the time. One song was about Edward Scissorhands. One was a song about San Juan Island. And yeah, so I have written a few songs in my time, and they're in my notes app. So there you go. All right, Matt. Up next, we have the song Fleeting Glimpse. Matt, how'd you feel about Fleeting Glimpse?
I'm very much in that zone where they come out and I'm just like, are we fucking gonna go for it?
Yeah.
And then they're just like, wait,
Our bad.
sorry, that's on me. But also, I hope you like weirdo Incubus esque riffs. Bling bling bling.
Yeah. Now there was a reference to a long and winding road, Matt.
Oh,
Which
like those lovable lads from Liverpool?
like the lovable lad from Liverpool, one of the most popular bands from Liverpool. But when people think of Liverpool, they think of a few bands. And of course, one band they always think about is the Wombats, Matt. They're always thinking about the Wombats. When you bring up Liverpool to anybody walking down the street, you say, hey, you know about any bands from Liverpool? They go,
The Laws.
You talking about the Wombats? You talking about the Laws? You talking about the Zootons, baby? You talking about the Coral?
You talking about Frankie Goes to Hollywood? Echo and the Bunnymen?
You talking about Matt's favorite, Camel Fat?
Still is a Coca-Cola.
I know you love them. Yeah. So anyway, the influence of the boys from Liverpool
cannot be understated.
Can't be denied. But obviously, everybody right now is like going like the Wombats. It's real. It's real.
Real.
All right, Matt. Up next, we only have a couple songs left. I should mention.
That is true, and I was wondering how respectful of our time is this album.
Matt, this album clocks in at 41 minutes and 31 seconds.
Unbelievable.
It does skippity-doo-dah on by. A lot of these songs also kind of slam into each other. They're not like, it's not like it fades out and then whatever. Like there's a couple where it's literally like you think it's about over and there's like, boom, next song. No time to breathe, baby. We're going right into Fleeting Glimpse. No caution. Boom. I'm like, okay, we're going to keep this riff? No,
check this out. Hard riff, soft as silk.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Okay, all right. This next song is called Free Without a Struggle.
Nice.
A simple waste of time. Count the days when we can be together once again. I'm far away, but you are in my head. You are all I think about. You have all my stuff. Together, but I will be alive.
So, Matt, we all know that your favorite Metallica song is Nothing Else Matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Number one.
Number one. So yeah. I know whenever you listen to Something Else Matters, you're like, what if I had Something Else Matters, but there's a scratch on the CD and it keeps jumping around? What if?
So close, no matter, nothing else matters.
Yeah.
Never knowing what to do.
So
far.
Yeah. This is a song I wrote in my notes is janky. I can't tell who's making the sacrifice. I can tell that if this is a bad relationship song, a long distance relationship song, a Romeo and Juliet situation, or is one of the people dead? I cannot tell. We're talking about sacrifices. And then at one point, yeah, the lyric, just want you to know that I'm empty inside and I miss you like crazy. How long will you go? I don't really know, but I'll try to get home. So please come back home. The struggle is holding me back. Is this verse multiple viewpoints? Am I reading the sound and the fury in these lyrics? Do I need to get a Cliff Notes for point of view here? Very confusing. And then on top of that, there's looking back again, there's fortune in the wind. Some will say that I'm insane, but I do it all for you. Contemplate this game, a simple life for fame. You are all I dream about. You are on my mind, and you and I should be together. But I will be denied simple life, so we say goodbye. So long, I'll see you again. This is what I'm saying once again. So long, I'll see you again. We can never be together. I'll see you again. Which is it?
Which is it? Make up your mind.
Make up your mind. Are we one or the other? Here's the thing. So many other on the road missing you songs. They're very clear. You listen, you go, oh, this is about the road, baby.
It's about the road, about that life.
But I'm listening to this and I was just like, is someone dead? Is this you cannot be with this person due to our families feuding? over long-held grievances no one even remembers the origin of. Give me something here. Give me something here. And well, you know what? Honestly, just give me clarity. I just want clarity. It's like they want to put it all in there. They're like, what if? It's like, nah, just one. Once again, go back to Mr. Collins. I don't care anymore. Period.
Period.
Does he care, Matt?
Not anymore.
Thank you. Exactly. Also, Free Without a Struggle. I'm not going to say that's not a top 5 song title. All right, Matt. We're on the last song.
We sure are.
Sadly, it is not a Cher cover because that would have been one hell of a way to kick this off.
That would have been amazing.
But it's called Believe.
I believe in fairness. I believe that a goat and an animal are the same species. I think everybody smiles sometimes. And when we look down, we see the ground. Sometimes I get upset. I go to my room and I cry my eyes out. I've used the bathroom twice today. That's more than once yesterday. All right, I believe.
Matt, this is one where I was like, this rapping right off the bat, I cackled, but I also welcomed it. I was like, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for this again. I was like, why not? Why not make this the closer? And then this chorus comes in, and I got to tell you, when he hits that I believe, I was like, you know what? This dude can fucking sing. He can sing. And I appreciated that. I was like, you know, I don't mind his voice. It's just this, but then he takes that I believe, which feels like true money in the bank. And it goes from, and I believe we should be over this, but we always disagree. And I believe we learn from each other. And I've had enough this time. What? I believe we should be over this. Okay, sounds good. But we always disagree. Okay, fair counter argument. Okay. And I believe we learn from each other. Okay, all right. So we're going to work this out. And I've had enough this time. Dude, what? Are we working this out or not? Are we going to make this work? I guess not.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Matt, talk us through your other thoughts you may have about this one.
I mean, it's rip rapping. It's the most fun I've had in a while on this album. I mean, I like Don't Care Anymore, but I kind of felt like we were just suffering through. But this is kind of a dorky, fun song.
It is.
It's corny. It's corny.
I can tell you that every time I listen to this album in my car, dinner, doing notes, this one always was like, I don't know if I like this, but it definitely sends me out with a spring in my step. You know? And this is one where the wishy-washiness was at this point. I was like, I guess it's a feature. And I should get over it. So yeah. I mean, very funny. Yeah. We can learn from each other. And also, I've had enough of your shit.
Fucking enough of your shit.
Enough of your shit. I'm over it. I believe you need to shut the fuck up.
I believe that big old can of shut the fuck up is coming.
And believe it or not, that's the album. That's the album from Zero, My So-Called Life. And now it's the part of the show, Matt, where we talk about
canon talk.
Talking about the canon. Matt, if I may start.
Sure.
This album I thought was not very good, but it was very funny, and I had a fun time listening to it. And it's one of those things where they're trying things, they're trying the wrong things, they're missing the mark. And there's so much lyrically that's being thrown like around, like what is this going to stick? But it's ultimately too much stuff. And if you get really deep into the weeds of these lyrics, he creates a lot of repellent characters. I'm going to pay him the benefit of the doubt and believe these aren't actually based on him. So that's kind of weird. But man, that Phil Collins cover,
it's pretty great.
Strong. Now, I don't know if I want to canon it, but I do think this is solid junk drawer material.
I am there.
Okay. Matt, to you.
Buddy, this is not canon material here. This album kind of is 2003.
Right.
It's like it's looking, because it doesn't want to do what worked. But I almost would have rather heard a record of where they tried to do what used to work.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They do the cover. I don't care anymore.
Mhm.
They kind of hit a home run with that one.
Yeah.
But even that one is sometimes it is not the newest of new metal covers.
Sure.
But in a pinch, I would go to the junk drawer, grab it, and be like, "Here we go. I don't care anymore.
Right. I don't
We'd
care
be
anymore.
good."
Mhm.
Overall, my opinions on the album are, unfortunately, I think it's properly rated. It just seems to be trying to do a lot, but doesn't succeed in doing a little. And that's, without direction and without the right A&R and without the right people in the room, kind of just hearing that Sorry was the first single, it was just like, oh, you guys wanted this not to hit. Like
Yeah. And by the way, Fleeting Glimpse was the second single.
Wow. Okay.
Not the cover. But listen, I feel like if I put out Sorry as my first single and things aren't clicking, I'm like, that's why you record the cover.
Yeah.
It's there. It's in a pinch. Okay?
Totally agree.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, so we are in agreement then.
Yes.
That one in the junk drawer. All right. So there
In the
you
junk
go.
drawer.
There you go. From 0, you're now on 2 lists. You're on the Genius list, and now you're in the new metal junk drawer. So welcome. I mean, listen, this album, very entertaining. Yeah. And that does bring us to the end of another episode of Roach Koach. Thanks so much for listening. Keep on saying hello to us online. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky. We're on all of those. Send us an email, roachcoachpodcast@gmail.com. Are you able to predict other albums we're going to do on the show? Maybe. Apparently I was too obvious by doing an Earshot album and was like, oh, this guy's definitely going to do From 0 and all these other motherfuckers. You got me. So So send us your messages. Send us your Roach recommendations. Of course, head on over to the Patreon, patreon.com/RoachCoachPodcast. Become a patron. You can listen to every episode of The Crack, listen to every episode of The Pact, listen to Gavin Rosdale exclusive episode. Also, you get to vote on the old classic eps that are being bumped back up in the feed.
And that's at any tier. That's the free tier and the paid tier.
Yeah.
All the benefits you've listed so far, paid tier benefits. But the voting, you just have to be a Patreon member.
There you go. And then once you see all these other things, you'll be like, I gotta join. I gotta get it. Because The Crack, it's incredible. You gotta get in there, baby.
It is really good.
You gotta get in there. So thank you so much for listening. And until next time, Matt, thank you.
Lorin, thank you.
Roach Riders
and
Indigo
Angels. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.